Welcome, everyone. It's Friday. Time for the Film Threat Livecast. Today on the show, reviews of Garfield, Atlas, and another look at Furiosa, plus some news items breaking. A lot to talk about, including we have some Alan news. Breaking Alan news. The next article in the D-File series is coming, and we're excited to hear about it. It's coming very soon. So strap in, get ready. I'm not ready, obviously. But let's go. I just, God. That's not what I was.
Alan!
How you doing, man?
Good.
Hiya! That was your frozen face.
Yes.
Did you realize that?
Yes, I did. You know, I'm
Yeah.
I'm just glad when my face is frozen. It's in a good position.
It provides entertainment.
Yeah. Well,
does.
let's just say I've seen worse.
Yeah. But I hate to do this right now, but I have some somber news for me and maybe some of you. But okay, I'm just gonna get right into it. Morgan Spurlock passed away yesterday after a battle with cancer.
I saw that this morning.
Yeah, I was friends with Morgan. I knew him in the early 2000s when his movie came out. He died of cancer at 53, which is very young. That's younger than Gary Eckler. That's how young that is. And I met Morgan at the Sundance Film Institute. He was working on a movie. I was working on a movie. He read my book. We became fast friends. The thing that struck me most about Morgan is this is why we bonded, was his just blind positivity. He was always positive about everything and laughed, and just hanging out with it anywhere was just fun. He would always lift everyone's spirits. And because it's weird, people in the indie film world is kind of, you can really go down a dark rabbit hole if you think about how hopeless things are, trying to make films in a vacuum and try to get them released and try to get people to watch them. He was very positive. He had a controversy during the Me Too stuff where he kind of just outed himself. It's like, hey, I was with this girl and I don't know. And then he like nuked his whole career. I don't know. I think all of those stories we're now kind of reevaluating, but knowing him as a person, as a, he was a father to a son. We would talk about our kids, and we did when he was nominated for an Oscar. Film Threat did a party with him, and he was down the street at the Kodak, and we were having a party for him where we did a viewing party for the Oscars. And then he came to the party after he lost. He didn't win that year, but yeah, just my memories of him are just all very positive, and it's really sad. So I just wanted to say that about my friend, and wow, it really sucks. So
Yeah.
there you go. He was just a positive force. And what he did with that Super Size Me movie, and he made Super Size Me Part 2, which is, I believe it's on YouTube. Watch it. It's hilarious. He opens a chicken restaurant, and it's so good. And he's just brutally honest about just the fast food industry, which is so weird because the whole industry now is like restaurant industry is imploding. That's how bad our economy is. it's really sad to see, but he had such a positive influence because he, McDonald's, like, changed their menu. They posted their ingredients and, like, information about what is in the food. They'd never done that before. They wouldn't admit that Morgan had an impact, but he did. He did. But, yeah, uh,
53.
it's very sad. That's
Yeah,
young.
that is. I mean, it's sobering. But yeah, I mean, I certainly I never met Morgan, but I certainly seen both Super Size Me and Super Size Me 2. I'm trying to remember the other documentaries he's done, but it's kind of like
He
those
he did.
films. It's like I agree and I disagree, but I mostly agree with
Yeah.
a,
Well, he did a movie, The Greatest Movie Ever Sold, which was about marketing and how it influences our lives.
oh
He
yeah.
was he always was able to do a take on a topic and make it fun and entertaining while giving us, like, hard truths. Here's some hard truth for you right here. Um, I'm gonna share this tweet. Uh, it's about restaurants closing in 2024. Just, Alan, read this if you wouldn't mind.
Sure. Fuddruckers is expected to close all locations by the end of the year. Uh, Old Country Buffet is closing all remaining locations. IHOP closing 100 locations. Buffalo Wild Wings is closing all Canadian locations as well as 60 in the United States. Applebee's, Chris, is closing
Yeah.
35 locations. Red Lobster is closing 50 locations as they enter bankruptcy. Denny's is closing 20 locations by the end of the year. Marie Calendar is shutting down all remaining locations. Wow. Pizza Hut,
Remainder locations. So,
yeah,
different.
their Marie Callender's is out. Uh, Pizza Hut is planning closing 500 locations. Outback Steakhouse is closing 41 of their 700 locations. Sybaro is closing a total of 50
I mean,
locations with
this
the majority.
look, this is a lot. I'll just say, to sum it up, this is a bellwether for the economy. If these restaurants cannot,
Mhm.
I mean, these are not high-end restaurants. And what this is saying is a lot of people are cutting back. What I heard is all fast food is down, especially in California because of the minimum wage. But you know what's up? Shopping at Walmart. People are going to Walmart now to get cheap food.
Yeah.
But I'll
Well,
put
you
the
heard
link.
Target is now starting to price match Walmart.
Yeah, I heard they're lowering prices.
Mhm.
But I'll put this link in the description for it. You can look at it. This is not a good sign, not a good sign for things, and it just reminds me what an impact Morgan had when he took on a topic. It was for positive change. He wasn't like a Chicken Little or The Sky is Falling or This is Hopeless. I always walked out of his movies entertained and hopeful and could make some minor changes in my life. Maybe not eat McDonald's so much. Although I did ask him last time I had a conversation with him, which was oddly enough at John Schnepp's funeral. And John Schnepp, I believe the same age. Oh God. So we were at the funeral, which was like a party. It was like a celebration. I ran into Morgan there, like, what's going on? We caught up, and then I asked him, I said, hey man, hey, you ever once in a while just say, hey, I want McDonald's? You're like at some, nowhere airport in the middle of nothing. The only thing open is a McDonald's. Don't you just say, I'll have a Big Mac? He says, nope, never. After he made that movie, he never had McDonald's, not once. Not once. But I got to say, guilty pleasure, maybe once a month, although I don't have it even often. I'll have some fast food, but I haven't had fast food in months. I cook at home. There you go. So, um, God,
Yeah.
Pour one large soda from McDonald's out for Morgan. And there you go. So sorry to start with such sad news, but I had to say that because there's a lot of like, you see, every time someone dies, I have friends that like, they have to write their obituary, but it's always about them, right? Like, oh, here's a person I ran into once and took a photo with, and I found it in my scroll back for years. And this person died. So here's how it affected me. And I see that all the time. I don't often comment when people pass away, but I knew Morgan, and Morgan was a friend. And he even, like, if you read my book, The Ultimate Film Festival Survival Guide, he's in the book. He's in like the last 2 editions, and he had the same kind of positivity that I have. I have this weird positivity in light of everything. Like, I'm just, I hope it's good. I go into I even when it's a Garfield, I hope it's good. We'll get to that later. But wow. So yeah. Let's see who's here in the comments. And good to talk to you on a Friday before the holiday. Stephen Lush. Oh, can you read these, Alan? I always appreciate when you do that.
Let me I need to pull up the bigger screen here. Yeah, Stephen Lashava. Okay. New member. Hey, welcome aboard.
Las Chavo. Come
Come
on, man.
Yeah. Okay. Aurora uplinks for $5. We need a Barbie Furiosa toy line. We also need a crossover where Barbie and Ken go to Mad Max World to do battle against villainous leather-clad folk. That's a really good idea, actually.
Yeah, I'd like to see Ken, but with assless chaps. So there you are.
And kind of painted whiter than he actually is.
Yeah.
From the Argonaut for $5. Furiosa's mom and her lesbian girlfriend at the beginning almost made me walk out of the theater. I guess Dad was dead.
I mean, it's implied. I don't care. I mean, they had this whole society with solar panels and food and abundance. I don't know. I just saw her as a mom driven. So
and that's the thing, is like, just because you see 2 women together in a movie, it's gone to that point where we just assume they're lesbians. And that used to be a joke decades ago, where two girls who were best friends, everyone just assumed they were lesbians. It was a joke then. Now it's a reality.
Yeah, if it's not explicitly said, I don't assume. That's just me. So there you go. Thank you for the 5 and supporting us.
Yeah, from MK Solid 82. After age 40, fast food really affects your bathroom adventures. 100%.
Yeah, tell me about it, Alan.
Yeah. The scariest thing about McDonald's, and anyone could try this, but buy a cheeseburger at McDonald's and put it away somewhere. Just hide it maybe in a drawer or something. Revisit it 6 months later, and that cheeseburger will not be moldy, and that meat will still be in the same condition.
Well, there you go.
And that's what you're putting in your body when you go to McDonald's.
Yeah.
From Davina Duckworth, Barbie versus the Village People.
True.
I would see that. Yeah. And from Rumble, BMO Better supporter for $2, Gore's word of the day, prestigious.
Wait. Should I say it? Prestigious. Did I do it right? I'm still
Is
not
it prestigious?
It may take a while for me to get 100%, but thank you for your patience with me. I really appreciate it. And here we go.
Definitely hear the improvements over time. From Andrew Cram, gifted 5 Film Threat memberships. So go to the member tab. We just actually posted a bunch of new videos in the member section.
Yeah.
And,
I did. Did you?
Yes. In fact, mine is the last one that's up there.
Oh, I'll look at it.
Okay. Wow. Maybe someone is doing his job.
That's good.
He does his jobs.
It's all good, man.
I got a video up, Chris. Thank you. Yeah. Thanks for keeping tabs. From Brock Samsonite, buying Taco Bell is literally signing up for diarrhea. And
last one here, because we have to start the show.
Yes, from MK Solid 82. Hey, Alan, how do you feel about the Asian Jedi doing kung fu, force fu, in the Acolyte? It's just pandering.
Well, there you are.
It's like I saw that video, Leslie Headland. I watched Squid Games and saw the actor, and I had to put him in the next movie or TV show.
Okay, last two here. Go ahead.
Although if you keep throwing super chats, we'll just keep going.
We'll read them. We'll read them later. We got a lot to get to.
Member for 2 months. Caught you on Drinker's stream the other day. Great job and glad to see you doing well. Well, thanks.
Yeah, that was fun. that was fun. I got to talk about Furiosa and I laid out my opinion. And we'll get to like my thoughts on it. I have things to say.
Yeah, and we'll get to your thoughts now that you've seen it.
No, I've seen it twice.
No, I'm talking to audience.
Oh, yeah. And final thing here.
From Lord Thoth, like, share, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications, sign up as a member, and join the Rumble and Discord. Buy the merch.
Yes, the merch. The merch is here. We have new shirts, which is great. Look at this. Wow. I know the woman who did the shop. She's incredibly talented. If anyone needs a shop, hit me up. I will give you her contact info. But it's amazing. I love these. I like this one. A lot of them I don't have. I don't have that one.
I know. I need to buy.
Why don't I have it?
I need to do a new run.
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll get some more. Anyways, that's awesome. Okay, one last.
I told you.
Hot.
Like I said, just keep throwing in those super chats.
Sure.
Bush and Ryu Cat for $10. Chris Frank, hope you're healing nicely. Please no rush. Since retro movie in the theater are now a thing, what 2 old blockbusters you want to see this summer?
Wow. Okay. One, Run Lola Run, which is a indie film directed by Tommy Twyker, and it's so good. And I haven't seen it in years. And it just went. I think tickets went on sale today. I have tickets for the Muppet movie, and then I'm looking forward to Blazing Saddles. So I'm seeing all these classic movies. They are awesome. I love it.
Yeah,
Alan,
I just got my Muppet movie tickets, and I dropped $100 buying Lord of the Rings tickets for me and my kid.
And then you went to Disneyland.
Yeah,
I see on your personal Instagram.
It dropped a whole lot of money there too. I will say this: we went to Goofy's Kitchen, which is the character dining. The only place at Disneyland that hasn't been affected by inflation, because it was weirdly the same price that I paid about 10 years ago when I first took my daughter.
Wow. And then also you saw the Wish merch.
Yeah. Although my friend had to point out that that happens to all new movies, that it goes right to the discount bin months later, but I have to question that.
There was a lot. It was crazy. All right, one last one here, and we appreciate your generosity.
From Declan Lyons for 20 euros. I literally just watched Furiosa, and I'm standing here waiting for the post-credit scene. I'm sorry to say it's woke, but at least it's not gratuitously so.
No, ingratiatingly.
Ingratiatingly so. A movie that starts with 8 women and 0 men defending a town is woke.
I disagree. I don't think that denotes it as woke. I think we're overusing that term. You can just say the movie is not good, which I think is fair to say. But I don't think it's not good because it's woke. And I would argue there are elements of the movie that are definitely do not make it woke. She has a male mentor and a male love interest. She is not a Mary Sue. So, Declan, respectfully disagree. If you really look at things that happen in the movie, and also, by the way, all the past Mad Max movies have had strong female characters. Road Warrior, strong women warriors. Beyond Thunderdome, strong
Tina freaking Turner.
Tina Turner, a badass. So just because there are women in the movie and they're strong doesn't mean it's woke.
And just because they're minorities in the movie, It
Yeah.
doesn't mean it's woke.
Oh,
Woke refers to the call out of white oppression, whether it's
yes.
against women, male oppression against women, or white people oppression against minorities. When you go out of your way to call it out and say it's evil, that's when you run into the woke territory.
I think that people are, it's like, you ever talk to or like see people on the internet, they're like,
Mhm.
everything is racist. Traffic lights are
Yeah.
racist. Like you see everything through a racist colored
Yeah.
lens. And
Well, A
it's the
New Hope.
same thing with woke. Like
A New
this is
Hope. The
woke.
fact that there are no minorities in A New Hope in Star Wars, it's therefore racist. That's the opposite end of the
Right.
thing.
Right. So I think people have to level down their sensitivity. Like people with TDS, like Trump, derangement, Trump, they see it. Oh, Trump, Trump, Trump. Same thing with woke. Oh, woke, woke. There's a woman. There's a non-white person. Level it down. Really look at the story. Look at the story.
Mhm.
We'll talk more later, but Declan, I say take a step back and think about it, and maybe you say not ingratiatingly so. So I agree with you there, but thank you for your support. 20
But
euros.
I think we just need to. I need to say it again. But liberalism and woke are not the same thing.
Right, right. We
I'm not a
will.
liberal. Believe me, I'm not a liberal. But it's I know the difference between liberalism and wokeness.
Right. Quick news item I want to point out, and this is why the box office is hurting. It is a contributing factor. David Poland, who has he has it's called the Hot Button. It's a Substack which I read. He is uh David, I would say he and I are probably not fully aligned politically speaking, but the one thing I respect about David is he looks at the facts. He judges situations based on facts. And he says, is the 19-day VOD poison window poisoning the entire well? The Fall Guy came out and bombed, and it's in theaters and on VOD. So I'm gonna put a link to this in the to this episode. But wow, if you read this, it's really goes through. If you want to read some of it right here, Alan, if you could start with
Yeah, you got to enlarge it though.
first couple paragraphs. Sure.
Yeah.
Got it?
There we go. Okay, after writing about the Fall Guys box office yesterday, I'm been triggered again. Okay, by Universal announcing that the Fall Guy will be released on VOD tomorrow, 19 whole days after the theatrical release. The event of this should not be a surprise to me or anyone else. During COVID, Universal decided that they would send movies that opened under $50 million domestic to VOD in 19 days. Tuesday after the third weekend of release. And the movie opened over 50 million would get a 33 days.
So you hear that?
What is
This
that?
is
Yeah.
No, stop for a second.
Go ahead.
This is an accountant saying if it's under 50 million opening, 19-day release. If it's over 50 million, 33 days.
Yeah.
So there you go. Right.
I've always been of two minds on this strategy. First, I hate the idea that it infringes on the theatrical window in a way that cannot help but limit the box office. Second, I like the idea that at least Universal set up some rules for itself and offer some consistency. As I believe that inconsistency in the theatrical market, confusing the potential ticket buyers is a major problem. Of course, it is shocking that the summer opened with such a mediocre number, and a summer opening will be on VOD before the end of May. But at this point, 3 years into this policy, it has a history that can be analyzed. Universal has wide release 48 films since COVID, starting with Freaky on November 13, 2020. 4 films were released day and day with Peacock. 22 of 44 windowed films pushed to VOD 19 or 21 days. and now including 3 of the 4 releases of the studio in the last year.
It's disheartening. It's disheartening.
Yeah, I mean, like you and I both liked Fall Guy. I think I don't know anyone who really had a serious problem with Fall Guy. It's a matter of taste at this point, but I don't think anyone's ostensibly saying it was a bad movie, and yet it didn't do well. And I mean, I'll say this: I think this short window, affects second viewings. You see him, you go out to the theater, you see a movie, you spend all that money, and then you know that it's going to come out on video again, so you're less likely to go back and see that movie in the theater.
Yeah. A few comments here. Let's get to them right here.
Yeah, let me.
But okay, you know what? I'm going to save all the Furiosa comments for when we talk about Furiosa. We're going to keep them on like topic here. So here we go.
From Patrick Lemire. Hold on, let me find. Okay, here we go. From Patrick Lemire. Let's retire the word woke. I prefer based. Like whether or not this movie is based in reality. 110-pound woman beating big dudes isn't woke, and it's not based in reality.
Fair.
From Bill S. Preston Esquire, I was on Amazon last night and tried to sell me VOD of Fall Guy.
You know what? I bought it. There's an extended cut that is 20 minutes longer, and I'm gonna check it out. So, and I really enjoyed the film. Very entertaining. Oh, this is good right here.
Yeah. Okay, from Solomon Thornton. Hey, this is one of the reasons why Nolan left Warner Brothers, because of this situation. Yeah, he got screwed. I mean, the pandemic screwed him for one thing.
It was about Tenet.
Yeah, but
right here.
I mean, that was literally the first movie to come out of COVID. What were they supposed to do? All right, Brock Samsonite. This is what I've been saying. Shortening the exclusive window for theaters is the reason Hollywood is failing after Wall Street apes bailed them out by buying up the stock during COVID.
Bingo. Bingo. 2 words, bingo. So, yeah. Right. Okay. Moving on. We're going to get to Furiosa momentarily.
Well, let me ask you, going on that subject, sorry, but what was it about Oppenheimer then that gave it such legs? Because that's not a movie you would that is traditionally considered broad appeal, and yet it had its leg. And then also Five Nights at Freddy's, who had the day release, yet overwhelmingly succeeded both in theaters and on VOD.
2 very different things. I think Five Nights at Freddy's was a phenomenon with kids. They wanted to see it in a theater and share the experience.
Yeah.
With Oppenheimer, with Oppenheimer, I think people were starved for a film for adults, like a smart film that spurs discussion. And Barbie, it was caught up. The Barbenheimer thing was a not to be repeated event.
Yeah, an event. I mean, I would say both were events. And I think that's what we've lost this year, is that we don't have an event film. I don't think Furiosa is an event film.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
I can't think of an event film so far this year or coming up. Maybe Dune. Maybe Dune was the event film.
Yeah, it was, but that's done. It's on VOD. I got the 4K. So there you go. I just think that overall this year, you're going to see box office is going to be way down. And it's very, very sad to see. All right, we're going to pivot and start reviewing movies. We have movies to review. So let's see. And also I want to, interesting. Like I want to say that, when I was gone, Alan hosted the show. And one of the things I loved was just watching Alan.
Let's get this show started. There's a video here I gotta play that I can't find.
Let's get this show started. And there used to be a video here, and I'm going nuts. And oh yeah, here we go. Let's do this. Let's get the show. Let's get things started as I look for the opening intro. Here we go.
Yeah, Alan, it's
Love it. I think it's compelling live streaming. I think
you have to be able to do two things at once.
no,
Like,
I have to be able to do four things at once.
I get a video all queued up, and then I and I'm like, I don't say my internal monologue like out loud. I just play the video. I just
I just need to pull it up here. Sorry, give me one moment here. Let me share screen. Sorry, I gotta move in here. There we go. Let me get us moved over. Yeah. You know what it is? You can take 20 seconds out of a 2-hour show and string them together.
It's more than 20 seconds.
Let me grab this story here. Okay, let me get through this commercial first. All right, sharing the screen. Let me pull it up here. There's so much work to do, so many buttons to click.
Yeah.
Well, I love seeing you as that character from Office Space.
Yeah. You know, I don't have 10 years of television experience.
I don't. Well, yeah, but I don't have streaming experience.
Yeah, but but you've been in that world. I feel like our show is more produced than most shows that you and I watch.
It's possible.
I know how this works. Just give me 1 second as I scroll around. Let's clear the deck here. Sorry, is that showing up at all? Where is this? Sorry about technical difficulties here. Okay, I don't know what's going on with my signal here. Oh yeah,
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. By the way, I should get credit for on Wednesday hopping in my car and driving an hour and a half to get to my desk.
I appreciate it. You did a good job on that.
I literally set up the show within 5 minutes.
No, you did a great job, didn't it? You see, it was like I texted you, "Hey, good show, good show." Mm-hmm. That's rare. I don't give out compliments easily.
All right. Let me just set up here. But now let me see. I'm gonna pull up the report here and
yeah.
Yeah. I think I do pretty good for a guy with very low experience in doing all this.
No, it's you're getting better. Would you say you're improving?
Yeah, but it's sure be great to have help. That's all.
Well, I mean, do you feel more confident at all?
Yeah.
Confident?
Mm-hmm.
Just
yeah. And let me see. Okay. Sorry, I'm clicking this next chat and it's not showing up for some reason. Come on, computer. We'll drop that out. Almost hit the wrong button. Okay, deselect. Deselect. There we go. And I need to get rid of that banner. Got it. And let us pivot.
Yeah.
See, that would have if I had not said anything, it would have been 20 seconds of silence.
Right.
Of nothing going on except me looking around.
I feel
and then we would clip these me as Jay, just kind of looking at the computer.
Are you the drunk 3PO of Film Threat? Is that what you're saying?
Sure. I mean, I think look, Jay's a great guy. In fact, hey, ask him to do Hollywood on the Rocks sometimes.
Hey, you know what? So are you. You're a great guy.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is I'm very entertained, so that's good. All right, let's
and that is show business.
Okay. All right. Let's that was fun. You're a good sport, and that's why I love doing the show with you.
Yeah.
So, and that's the only nice thing I'll say the whole show. I'm
Oh,
done.
believe me, I know.
No, no more. Yeah, you're not getting anything
Yeah,
else
so-
out of me.
yeah,
That's it.
you blew it all in one shot here, and
Oh my god.
the
Oh my God.
compliment,
All right.
the compliment portion of the show is over.
All right. Before we get, we're gonna review Atlas. I saw Atlas just before the stream started. Oh my god. Oh my god. We'll get to it. But
Well,
let's kick off with Garfield. We'll get that graphic up. So here we go. Alan, let's hear what you're thinking. No, you're muted.
Yeah, I'm muted. Okay, hold on. Here we go. So I'm pressing the button here. It's all set up. And all I have to do is click that, and then click this, and there we go. Garfield movie. Let's do this.
Okay,
Let's
Alan.
rock this one out.
Tell me the story of the Garfield movie.
Yeah. Well, this is kind of the origin story of Garfield. We opened long ago when Garfield was a little kitten, and this shadowy figure we assume is his dad puts him in a box, sees that Garfield is hungry, and decides to go off. And let's just say it mirrors my relationship with X-Ray Girl. Dad just walks off and never returns. And then Garfield, being hungry, sees a restaurant, and there's John Arbuckle eating pizza, and that's where the Garfield legend begins. But what happened to Dad? What happened to Dad? Well, Garfield and Odie are kidnapped and taken by people who have a vendetta against Dad. And now it's up to Garfield A to rectify and repair his relationship with his father, and B, save the day. And that is the Garfield story.
Yeah, it's not just that. I always was like, I like the comic strip. I never watched the cartoon. Didn't really care. But I'll tell you, I fell asleep during part of this movie. I was so bored. Chris Pratt is terrible as the voice. It reminded me of Super Mario Brothers. He's not Mario. He's not Garfield. He's Chris Pratt. And Samuel Jackson, like, it's fine. I loathe it's. This is for little kids.
Yeah.
This isn't one of those movies where it works on a level for adults and kids. This works for little kids only. And I found it insufferable. Insufferable. And the voice acting, terrible. I miss real voice actors. I'm tired of celebrity voice actors. It's Chris Pratt. So I couldn't wait for the movie to be over. I couldn't wait. So obviously I can't believe I was in this movie. I show up early to go to a screening, and I'm sitting here. I'm like, why am I watching this?
How many people were in your screening?
There was like a good amount, like, 40,
Mostly
50
kids, right?
people. There was a guy with a big Garfield stuffed animal by himself. A lot of single seaters in this screening. It was sad. I loathed every part of it. It was dumb. There were references to 2 Tom Cruise movies. There was like Top Gun, and I forget the other one. I couldn't wait for it to be over. Like I said, I dozed off. So you can tell it's like at best a 2 out of 10. Awful. Alan, what do you think?
Yeah. So the best part about the Garfield movie was I tried Regal Pizza for the first time. Regal Movies is starting to offer pizza and hamburgers. So I tried the pizza. I will say it's not as good as the AMC flatbread pizza, but you get more pizza out of the Regal Pizza than the AMC pizza. That was amazing. That was the best part of this movie. I will agree with you. This movie is for kids. There were certainly a lot of kids in my theater, and I will say maybe once I heard a kid giggle. So the movie, comedy wise, is just it's not something. It's not comedy I would ever associate with Garfield. It's just silliness, just one silly thing after the other. And I think even kids are smart enough to know that they've seen better. Also, kids could care less who was who the voices are. When you're talking to a 10-year-old, who is Chris Pratt? Who is Samuel Jackson? Who is Hannah Waddington? That's not a reason to go see a movie. And this reminds me years ago when I was dragged to see the Emoji Movie with my daughter. She wanted to see it really badly, and I took her. And I had the exact same experience with this movie as I had with that. She thought it was fine. Today she hates it, and she also hates the fact that that James Corden was the voice of the Emoji Movie. So it's just it just felt like a waste of time to say that it's a Garfield movie. Yeah, cute cat eating pizza. You got 90 minutes of that, and I think the upside is neither Aquafina or Pedro Pascal does a voice in this movie. So there you go. I'd give it a 3. I think I liked it a little bit better than you. 3.
I mean,
It's weird that when we get into the 1s through 4s, it's hard to really kind of. I've never really thought about the star guide and saying what's the difference between a 3 and a 4, or a 1 and a 2.
Well, I was sitting next to 2 friends during the screening. None of us laughed. Not one laughed.
Me neither. Yeah,
the whole time. I mean, it's in competition with Babes for worst of the year.
It's just that there was nothing. There was no juice, no mojo behind it. Something that really excited me. Maybe the cow stories, the steer and the cow love story was maybe the thing that I liked most about it. But it was just kids deserve better. You can make good movies with good comedy, and kids will love it. There's this mentality among the studios that says it's a kids movie, and so you don't have to put effort into it. And this movie felt like there was no effort put into it. I'll say the animation's better than Wish.
Oh, that's the plus. I will say on the one side, it made me hungry for lasagna. So I went to Trader Joe's and got some lasagna.
Are you allowed to eat that?
I don't think I am.
No, it's a lot of high carbs there.
I
mean, the cheese is good for you, I guess, the protein. But
yeah,
there's a lot of carbs in that.
Yeah, but this is I cannot recommend it. Alan, do you recommend it?
No, not even for kids.
Yeah. Well, I will say this. If you could take that off, I want to share something really quick. This is something that might interest you. Furiosa.
Oh yeah.
A Garfield saga.
See, even that's not done well.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, I'm not seeing Furiosa in this image.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, if you're gonna do parody, do parody. I don't know what this is.
Yeah, well, there you go. I did not like it, and that's it. Let's go to comments about this, and then our next review. Here we go. Start from the bottom.
From the bottom, okay. Hold on. All right, from Gung Ho Mac. Alan's review of Garfield is about the concessions and bathroom quality.
True.
Look, I got something out of Garfield. From Caravaggio, we need an Alan Cinema Food review segment. Yeah, I mean, I have one of those AMC dine-ins near me, and I buy the meals. I'm supporting my theater. From Bush and Ryu Cat for $2. Group characters work better than solos in CGI films. Although I heard you saw a CGI film this week. From Bungles Twanger, $5. Thank you. Hey guys, I'm in Long Beach and a nobody in the film industry. Would love to grab a beer or coffee sometimes and talk tea. Yeah. All right. Well, the Thursday meetup group. Let's see what else we got. Where are we going next? From Matuine for $5. Thank you. Gar Furiosa weekend. Let's go. It's Gar Furiosa.
And thank you for your super chats. Oh, I like this one right here.
And from Eric Hansen, member for 16 months. That's a very long time. The Lasagnaverse.
Nice.
And here we go. From Red French Moon for €2. Sydney Sweeney's Barbarella will save the cinema. Oh, dear God, I hope so. Yeah. And look, let's just
look,
say,
I said you got Garfield. You're not reading the ones I'm putting up.
Oh, sorry. Didn't I read that one? Oh, Eric Hansen, member for 16 months. The Lasagnaverse.
All right. There we go.
Sorry. And from Chelsea M, I love the comic strip. I look forward to it in the paper every morning. That's the thing is, I did you get the sense that this was a Garfield movie?
No.
Like,
look at this. Let's keep reading.
From Solomon Thornton, wish Bill Murray voiced Garfield. And Chelsea, wasn't there already a Garfield movie? Yes, there was several. And let's see, Sons and Shadows gifted 5 Film Thread memberships. Yeah, joined the Discord, and we got videos up in the member tab. From Gung Ho Mac, member for 8 months. Alan running a stream is like Gary playing The Witcher. Yeah, I play video games the same way Gary does. From Aaron Sharman for £10. I use AI to create this for you, Alan. Lights go dim. Screens come on alive. Cinema magic makes us thrive. With popcorn in hand, dreams ignite. In that dark room, everything feels right. I don't know what the hell that was. All right. And from Flav, Alan literally saves Frank's life and gets bullied afterwards. LMAO.
Look, I'm not treating Alan any differently at all. We goof on each other all the time. Yeah. Don't you have, I have found in male friendships, you tease, you goof on each other, but you only do that to people you like.
Yeah. Yeah, Howard Stern made an art out of that.
Yep.
All right. From Andrew Cram, member for 4 months. Thank you again. You are loved for your pauses, Alan.
See?
That's right.
Look at that.
Yeah, great. I'm pausing here.
Yeah.
In fact, that was probably the best joke in Garfield, were the pauses.
Yeah.
All right. Bush and Mew Cat for $2. Chris, can you say prostitute?
I'll try it right now. Here we go. Prostitute.
Oh,
prostitute.
There you go. We're getting close.
It's progress here. So there you go. We have Furiosa comments again. I'm holding them for when we talk about that. So there you are. There you are. So Alan, do you have other movies that you've seen that I have not?
Yeah, let's do the Beach Boys because that's
okay. I'll put that up. Let me find.
Let's fucking go.
Oh wait. I'm gonna just go.
Hey, Alan and Robert, happy birthday! What shocked to hear about what happened to you and your stuff in Las Vegas. I was one of the pervs in the bar. Oh, I remember that. Who bought the Celebrity Poop book? Want to pay again for it here? Some more for Alan's new PC.
Thank you so much. Well, you're lucky you got one because they were all stolen. So, including the money from that night, which was stupidly left in the car. So, yeah, but I appreciate it.
But if someone had told me there was large sums of cash in my car,
tell you in a text.
You didn't tell me.
We had that discussion.
You didn't tell me. You want to have this conversation again?
No, let's not.
Boy, that escalated quickly.
You did not tell me there are large sums of cash in my car.
Yeah, well, in spite of all this, in spite of all the ribbing and teasing you, I just got to say,
you make me happy.
I think you look great there. You look amazing.
I know. I'm turning guys trans every time we play that. Sorry.
Oh, you got there. Okay, you're gonna. I haven't seen this. Tell me about this movie, Alan.
Yeah.
Where's the, you know?
Okay. Yeah, there it is. Oh yeah, dude. Okay. Beach Boys, the documentary. It is on Disney Plus today. This is the definitive documentary on the Beach Boys. I love this. I was a big fan of the Beach Boys growing up. This movie is everything you want. And let me ask you this, Chris. I don't know if you've seen many Beach Boys documentary, but what do all Beach Boys documentaries ultimately become?
Why that one guy's crazy?
Yeah, all Beach Boys documentaries to this point have always been the story of Brian Wilson. This Beach Boys movie is about the Beach Boys, is about every single member of the Beach Boys. Not only every single member of the Beach Boys, but every single member who joined the Beach Boys, because Brian Wilson famously hated touring. As part of his mental condition was he just hated that attention, being in large crowds, and just would rather be a recluse and write music. And they brought in all these people to replace him, including Glenn Campbell. This movie takes us literally from the beginning of the Beach Boys to today, and follows their career. Every surviving Beach Boy is in this movie, talks about it. They even get into the good, the bad, and the ugly. The ugly being when one of the things that caused Brian Wilson to go into a deep funk and depression was the day his father sold the publishing rights out from under him. Sold it for $700,000. And that sent Brian Wilson into a tailspin. And then what we also point out, what the film points out, is that Mike Love co-wrote the lyrics for most of the early Beach Boys songs. And so, but he was never given publishing rights that in that. And he wound up suing the Beach Boys, which caused a huge rift between it. There's also a story, I don't know how much you know, but the Beach Boys, particularly Dennis Wilson, was instrumental, was a big part of the Manson murders. Not a big part of it in terms of committing it, but the relationship he had with Charlie ultimately led to that specific crime. And that's explained in this movie. Lots of great music. It goes into the rivalry between the Beach Boys and the Beatles. It also, interestingly enough, when the Beach Boys had nothing and were trying to reinvent themselves because Brian was just unavailable, the Beach Boys went on tour, and they basically filled the vacuum that the Beatles left when they broke up. And so this desire to listen to classic 60s music propelled the Beach Boys during the 70s and 80s. I will say this, as much as we criticize Disney Plus and as much as we hate Disney Plus, the one thing Disney Plus does exceptionally well is documentaries. And this is one of them. In 2 weeks, we'll talk about Jim Henson, Idea Man, and that is another amazing documentary. Frank Marshall, who happens to be married to a Disney executive, directed this movie, and it's just chock full of Beach Boy everything. And like I said, it's, as much as Brian Wilson is the foundation of the Beach Boys, this is about the entire band, and I highly recommend it. I gave it a 9 out of 10.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Is there a review on the website?
Yes. In fact, it posted this morning.
Nice. All right. Let's
Yeah.
go to some comments here.
Yeah,
Alan?
from Andrew Cram. Everyone loves the Beach Boys, or at least that is my perception. I mean, yeah, it really goes into the foundations of rock and roll, stemming from the Beach Boys. Not that Beach Boys created it, but they were certainly influential on rock and roll during the 60s and 70s. Yeah. Let's see, Patrick Lemire. All upbeat family acts have something dark going on. Yeah, I mean, the father obviously is a big part of that. And then from XMPGX, Brian Wilson is a genius, but yeah, glad they focused on the whole band. Yeah, that was the big thing for me, because I've seen plenty of Brian Wilson documentaries. Yeah.
Well, there we go. Do you have any other movies to review that I did not see? Seems like there's a big list.
Yes. We could do Sight. I mean, that one will be a quick one.
All right.
All right.
We're trying to build up to Fury, and I've got to say, we have like like 2,000 people, 800 on Rumble, 1,300 on YouTube. So please smash the like button, all that stuff that you're supposed to do. Oh, wait, here, I got something for you.
Smell that? That's magic.
What,
There you go.
What was that video? I have concerns. I have concerns here.
Yeah, are we allowed to fart on stream?
We just did.
Are we gonna get demonetized for that?
No, I don't think so. Okay. All right. Alan, tell me about Sight.
Yeah, Sight. This will go quick. But this is Angel Studios' new film from the people who brought you The Sound of Freedom. Basically, it's a fairly innocuous, family-friendly, faith-based film. It's a story of Ming Wang, who is a renowned ocular surgeon. He created a procedure that allows, basically, I think this was the Mr. Beast surgery, but it allowed thousands of people to see again. And this is the man who created it. But we go back in time to his beginnings, where him and his family were caught in the Cultural Revolution in China in the 70s. Protesters had come in and started basically canceling teachers, canceling education. And he was a guy who wanted to get into education, but at this time in China, education was looked down upon. In fact, they wanted to get rid of it. These revolutionaries, and so it goes into that story of him constantly running away from these protesters. It follows his journey from China to America, which is fairly harrowing. And then it also tells the story of him coming up with the procedure that allows people to see, because his first attempt at it on this young Indian girl failed. And basically he sealed her fate, that she, even if he could figure out a way to cure blindness, she could never see again. And it was kind of that struggle he had, trying to overcome, his own self-confidence and to push the project forward. His partner in there is Greg Kinnear, who plays Misha Bartnovsky. And, I'll say this. It's a good story. It's a good, positive, uplifting story. I enjoyed it. But it's fairly typical of your faith-based dramas. I think, it's well done. Greg Kinnear, certainly you want an actor with some gravitas, some experience to uplift the entire cast. And Greg definitely does that in this film. So I would give it a recommendation, just if you're looking for something positive, something to, you can take the kids. They might get bored by the subject matter, but, I've seen better, but certainly this is a solid film.
It's a topic that, to me, I think would make a better documentary. I'd rather see a documentary about this topic, and dramatizations always play fast and loose with the facts and all. I don't know. I'm just not.
Yeah,
I'm not sold, Alan. Sold.
I'll say this about the documentary argument. I think in general you're right. In this case, I mean, there's zero footage of the guy in China. It's him essentially by himself. He's separated from his family for quite an extended period of time. So the story is all in his memory. And, you could watch the guy talk for an hour about his story in China. But I think in this case, it's probably best suited for dramatization in that case. When he was developing the whole procedure for curing blindness in this case, I don't think anyone had the foresight to put cameras in there and follow him as he was trying to do this. And so it's, you have that choice between you have no supporting footage except for newsreels that you could throw in, or you could just make a dramatization. I think in this case, I think the dramatization is the best solution to tell this story.
Quick comments here.
Yes. Oh, from Dennis Wright, Asian sighting. That's right. There are Asians in this movie. Quite a few of them. A Nerd Far Away. And they're all Chinese, weirdly enough. The nerd far away says there's a lot of people with good things to say about Sight. I really hope to make it to see this one. You know, the thing about this positive message and good production values. I mean, I think that's what Angel Studios brings is they have that budget to tell a professional story, and I think they succeed here. It's not going to blow you away like Sound of Freedom, but it's a solid story. All right, and then finally from Bush and Rio Cat, Sight's movie ad, go see it. Yes, that's right. If the poster says go see it, go see it.
Well, there you have it.
Yes.
Do you have anything else, Alan?
The only thing left I have is a movie I saw a while ago, which is Queen of the Deuce, which is now on VOD. Do you want to do that one?
Let's get these out of the way. We're going to get to Furiosa, folks. Thank you for being patient. Okay. And please like, subscribe, share, all that stuff. Right. We want to try to get to the next level, so to speak. Yes.
Okay, so this will be another fast one. It's a documentary. Is it up? Because there you go. So this is a story.
Wait. What is it, Alan? Tell me about Queen of the Deuce.
All right, let's talk about Queen of the Deuce. It's the story of Greek-born Shelley Wilson, who at a young age she was living in Greece during just before World War II, and as the footsteps of the Nazi armies were approaching Greece, there was one chance to get the family out of there. They could only get Shelley and her sister out of Greece before the Nazis took over. And she wound up basically going to America, getting married to a man she didn't love, having kids. But what Shelley wound up being was this incredible businesswoman. And what Shelley did was she opened the notorious Adonis Theater in New York City in the region known as the Deuce. The Adonis Theater was basically known for one of the early theaters to provide porn to the community. And then she took it a step further by providing male porn to the community. And she became a mainstay. She became this just famous woman. People loved her. She was kind of weirdly maybe the mafia figure of the porn world at that time. And this movie just kind of follows her journey from escaping Nazi occupation to realizing her entire family was murdered in Auschwitz, and then to find a sister that she had abandoned a long time ago. A daughter. She abandoned a daughter a long time ago to go to America. Just handed them off to a couple in Greece and told them, don't tell anyone she's Jewish. Just raise her as your daughter. And then wound up finding her again. And so very fascinating story. If you like porn, this is a good one as well. So yeah, Holocaust and porn. There you go.
When you told me the title for this film, I thought it was like German fecal porn. Queen of the Deuce, like.
I'm sure there was films like that she showed.
Oh my God. You recommend it?
I recommend it. It's just a weird story. This is one of those stories. What I'm finding nowadays with documentaries is that there are unique people out there, and documentaries are a way to kind of seal their legacy. Because most people wouldn't tell stories like this, and documentaries are a great way to just capture these really unique stories. Queen of the Deuce.
All right, a few quick comments here.
And then we can get the Furiosa, what we're all waiting for. From Patrick Lemire, I always think poop when someone says a deuce. That's right. From Laura Buckles, what an uplifting movie. Yeah. I mean, triumph over the Nazis. Bush and Rio Cat. Oh, so it's a hoe story. And then from Krizik's side, that title is unfortunate. Queen of the Deuce. Yeah.
See, well, that was I'm not the only one that thought the title was weird. Queen of the Deuce. It's like Queen of the Poop.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but maybe the Showtime series is loosely based on this. The Deuce.
Well, we shall see.
All right.
So, there you go.
Okay.
Okay, wait. I just want to enjoy this one last time. We'll get to
Oops,
Atlas.
sorry.
We'll get to Atlas. Atlas.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Hold.
Not too far
How
off from
dare you.
reality.
No, it's yeah. So, all right, Alan, throw up that poster. Let's talk about Atlas, starring Jennifer Lopez. He is an analyst in the future who had a terrible experience with AI. In fact, an AI embodied by Simu Liu in the film, who is a sentient robot. There is a tragedy on Earth involving AI. Lots of people die, and this AI is now gone rogue and is trying to defeat humanity. Now, she's not a warrior. She's just an analyst, and she is thrust into this mission. And in a tragic accident, the ship is being attacked, and the Marines that are there to attack the AI, they all get killed, and she's in a mech by herself, and she's not an experienced warrior. And she has a huge distrust of AI. This is the worst sci-fi movie I will see maybe this year or in the next 5 years. The dialogue is some of the worst. The dialogue feels like it's written with AI. Like every line is like a familiar line from some other movie. Jennifer Lopez just is not convincing. Simu Liu has no gravitas whatsoever. It's like it's so bad. It's like one of those really cheesy bad asylum movies, but they gave them too much money. So it looks super big budget with big budget effects and all this. Yet it's just, Jennifer Lopez in this mech trying to solve all these problems. It's okay. It's not like bad, like Garfield is bad. And I had this, it's so bad. I was laughing because the lines are so god awful. I got up at 6:30 a.m. to watch this movie before our stream. I am doing you a favor. It's so, oh my God, every line is just like, that's not good. It's all those like serious, the whole world's in danger. Like, it's like, it's you've heard every line before. It really feels like an AI written script. That's the big, and like Jennifer Lopez is so not convincing in this. Like why she agreed to do this, I don't know. It's so bad. And it was painful to get through. By the way, I discovered you can increase the speed on Netflix. Running time is 2 hours, but you can increase the speed to watch things. Oh my God, I felt dumber for having watched this. It really, and by the way, I like bad movies. I have an affection for a bad, but I go into it knowing it's bad. For example, Planet Dune. We reviewed that a while ago. Planet Dune is terrible. And this is along that lines. So imagine a terrible asylum movie like Planet Dune, but with a big budget where everything looks expensive and overproduced and the music is forgettable and everything is so familiar. There's not a moment in this movie that isn't taken from some other movie. That's why it feels like AI. I despise this film. I can't, and I'm fresh off seeing it. So I please, Alan, don't watch it.
Okay, I won't.
0
First of all,
out of 10. Like, no, maybe a 1. I you know what? I give it a 1 because I was laughing at some of the line. And I get no laughs for Garfield. This movie, more laughs than the Garfield movie. More laughs than Babes. But they're all unintentional over the fact that this movie is just god awful. And here's what's sad. Here's what's sad. This is the future of movies. This movie Atlas represented. The music is forgettable. The casting is like AI did it with like Mark Strong is in it. Simu Liu, like
Sterling K. Brown,
Sterling K. Brown is in it in a significant role.
Oscar-nominated actor Sterling K. Brown.
He should fire his agent. And Jennifer Lopez collecting a paycheck. So I don't blame her for doing this movie. She's just, I mean, yeah, the booty, like, yeah.
But look at that analyst outfit she's wearing, that analyst uniform. I mean, I wish all analysts dress like that.
It's so weird because something she does, she is responsible for millions of people's deaths, but she doesn't really feel the weight of it. And they have this weird ongoing thing with, she has a big sort of queen piece from a chess set. She carries around, it's like her little totem good luck charm. And oh God, it's just so, I want to punch myself in the face. And during the film, I can't believe I saw the whole thing. And I only found out after I watched it that you could speed it up. But oh my God, I don't watch this movie, Alan. Everyone if you watch this film, you're doing it as a joke. Yes, that's it. For a friend, if you recommend this movie to people you don't like, that's what I suggest you do. But my God, Alan,
I want to see where it
what are you doing?
I want to see how high they recommend this movie. The thing is with Netflix is that there's a division that's run by the algorithm. There we go, Atlas. There's a division run by an algorithm that basically spits out saying that this is a movie that people would be attracted to. Go make this movie, and this seems like that movie. That for some reason AI is the big topic, so we need to make an AI movie. AI is going to rule the world, so make a dystopian AI movie. And I guess Jennifer Lopez and Simu Liu are in the zeitgeist, so that's why they cast them.
Yeah, no, it was insufferable. Oh my God. So yeah, if you like really terrible movies, this is terrible.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if
one of the worst things I've seen this year.
Yeah.
It's the script. The script is so bad and the situations are so bad. It's like Jennifer Lopez, AI, overdone special effects, forgettable music, diversity. Like it just is god awful on every level. And it rips off so many things. It rips off, Avatar, it rips off like Aliens. It rips off, everything. It's like we're going to put things in a blender, all, famous sci-fi tropes, put it on puree, and you get this movie. So do not see Atlas unless it's a joke. Or you like bad movies. So it's god awful. All right, let's go to the comments, Alan, if you would.
Yes. Where are we? Here we go. From Cass again. Atlas doesn't know where it is or where it's going. LOL. From Jericho Leon, J-Lo versus AI. Gung Ho Mac. Hey, did J-Lo fit her booty into that mech?
Yes.
From Suns and Shadows, just have J-Lo go back to rom-coms. Yeah, why not? Do one with Ben Affleck, for crying out loud. From Ape MN, J-Lo should be back at the block. From Strugen, did I pronounce that right? Strugen? Just from the trailers, as that's all I saw, Atlas makes Rebel Moon look like The Godfather.
Oh, that's true. It does.
Rooftop Korean. So on a scale from Geely to 10, what do you rate it?
-10 Geelys.
This
is it. I forgot to mention this. The mech has a pronouns. One of the mechs is female. My pronouns are she, her. One of the mechs.
At least ships are. I'm gonna say, well, I mean, ships are generally women, but
Red French Moon mech pronoun. Enough said. Yeah, one of the mechs. Oh my god, I cringed so bad. See, that's it's just awful.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Mech should have they them programs, by the way. From Christopher Moonlight Productions, J-Lo tried to do Ripley get away from your Biznatch. Okay, J-Lo tried to do Ripley's get away from her you Biznatch moment, and I hurt myself cringing.
That's what I mean. It's like it steals moments from other movies.
From Rumble, ADL's 24. Hey, AD, this looks like a film whose trailer would fit in along with the parody trailers of Tropic Thunder.
Yes, like it's a parody. Like you can't believe it was made. So
okay, and Skiz Spivak Esquire for 20 Canadian. Thank you. For the Bad Movie Therapy Fund, you watch them, so I don't have to. Thanks.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you.
I'm glad you woke up at 6:30.
Very generous.
And from Patrick Lemire, Chris, like having a stroke more than Atlas.
That's true.
Chris liked having a stroke more than.
Oh no, the stroke was better. It was more fun. I laughed. I was entertained. Oh my god, that's very funny. Thank you, Patrick.
Yeah. So, as Chris says, strokes are fun, and our sponsor today is Blue Chew.
What does that have to do with it?
Okay. People will get
All
it.
right, Alan.
People will get it.
I don't get it. All right, folks, it's time. And I've held your comments. I'm not, I've held all of your comments about, we've done it there, but let's get to Furiosa because that's why we're all here. I love breasts. Women look at other women's breasts. Gay men love breasts. One thing that could unite the world is breasts and cleavage. I really believe that. I truly believe in breasts.
God bless America.
There you go. There you go. All right. We have talked about it, and we're going to continue talking about it. I saw the film for a second time last night.
Yeah, you posted a video, by the way.
Yes, I did. Yeah, we should show that video. So I went to the screening at the AMC Burbank 16 and, saw the film. And before the movie, guess who popped by? And by the way, my opinion of the film did not change, even though Anya Taylor-Joy and Chris Hemsworth popped by to say hello.
Hemsworth. Hello. Hi, everybody.
Thank you all for being here. Thank you so much.
It means the world to us, guys. Thank you. This film was designed to be seen on the big screen, and all of you here tonight, this collective experience, we are so grateful for. We're so passionate about this film. We put our heart and soul into it, and the cinema-going experience exists because of all of you being here in the cinema. So thank you very much.
Are you guys excited? Yeah? Well, without further ado, please enjoy our movie, Furiosa, a Mad Max Saga.
Thank you guys.
She's hot. She's hot. So, we'll talk about it. I saw it a second time, and I'll say this, the parts of, so you can see our earlier review, the parts of the film I liked, I still like. The parts of the film that I consider flaws really stood out. That first 40 minutes with her as a 10, 11-year-old, it's too long. This movie is too long. What is it, 225?
Yeah.
It should have been tight 2 hours. It's it would be so easy to cut this to 2 hours. That was too long. The ending is dragged out. The all the flaws stood out even more. And I will argue I don't think this is a girl boss movie. I don't think it's overtly woke, you know? But just because it's not those things doesn't mean it's a good movie. I mean, I don't think anyone would debate me if I would say Captain Marvel is a girl boss Mary Sue. Furiosa is not a Mary Sue. She gets her ass butt kicked the whole movie. The whole movie, she's failing, failing, failing. She has a few male mentors that help her, including Praetorian Jack, who is a driver that teaches her sort of the rules of the wasteland. But at the end, this movie, I finally figured it out. Like, why is this movie not? It's nowhere near as good as Fury Road. It just isn't. It's not. Okay. But I like Anya Taylor-Joy as this younger version of Furiosa. She works. Chris Hemsworth chewing the scenery as Dementis is kind of cool. And I like the world building. But you know what this I figured it out what it is. This movie is the DLC download if Fury Road was a game. This is like, hey, did you like Fury Road? Well, we've got the new season pass or DLC for that movie. That's what this is. It does more world building, which is kind of cool, but it doesn't. I feel like, and you don't need to see Fury Road to see this, or it's its own standalone thing, which is fine. I hate that it's called a Mad Max Saga. Why? It's all a branding move.
Yep.
So that really bugged me. But
I'm
that's
pretty
why
sure George Miller didn't care about that part of it.
he doesn't care about that's Warner Brothers. We're going to give it this name. It's fine. You want to make a Furiosa movie? Fine. So the parts I liked, and I got to say, the action scenes, amazing. I think the CG is overly used. Just my opinion. Too much CG, and you could see some volume. But like when it's action, it shines. When it's small character moments, it shines. But the other thing that I found cringy was the whole like forehead to forehead thing that people do. Like it's sort of a lesbian kiss. It's a woke kiss. Like, just kiss. What happened to a good movie kiss? Although all I can think about is they're in the desert. They don't take baths. They got a smell and their breath is pretty bad. Maybe that's why they don't kiss. But so the thing is, like, seeing it a second time, the action, really good. Enjoyed it, loved it. The flaws were even more pronounced because I was like, oh, I gotta sit through 40 minutes of her as a kid till we get to things really get started. And I could see how you cut it to 2 hours. There is a better movie that is shorter. So this is a mixed review. Like, I really love some things about it because I like Georgia Miller as a filmmaker. And some of it is great. Like, she only has 30 lines in the whole movie. I saw someone complaining. They're going to complain about it. Oh, Anya Taylor-Joy only has 30 lines. She's like Mad Max, didn't have very many lines in Road Warrior, right?
And let's just say 28 of those lines are at the end of the movie.
Right. So she doesn't talk much, but so that I don't mind. So that's why this is mixed. They're like, oh, I really like a lot of aspects of it, and then flaws, running time.
Yeah, too damn long.
To like the beginning, and then the ending with her. I'm not going to give away. There is of course, shouldn't surprise anybody. A final confrontation between Dementis and Furiosa, and wow, did that drag unnecessarily. So
I'll say this: if the movie was shorter up front, I would have been okay with that ending. I think the ending. The ending as it plays out, if you were just to clip that ending, it's a pretty good ending. But the length of time you have to get there, it makes that scene feel long. I mean, this movie, the 2.5 hours feels like 2.5 hours.
Right.
I will say this: the reason I would recommend this movie is the action. The cars. I mean, that's what Mad Max is. It's all the car chases, the car battles. the torture that goes on, the way she loses her arm. I mean, that's the reason you see this movie. That's the reason you'll buy your ticket and you watch it. Everything else is just filler, a lot of filler to get there. It's bloated, but I think the action is worth it enough. My problem with the heavy CG is that it's so heavy that it makes the practical stunts look CG, and that's the shame of it all. And I get it. I think had they done it practically, the budget would have just blown up. There are shots in this movie that could kill people, and so I get it. But the action is the reason to see it. I do like the world building. I think what this does for the story guy in me, what this does is it sets up the world that I didn't understand in Fury Road. Why these people are who they are, why they exist, why these people in white exist. Now we know. Now we get and we understand what it is, and that's the other benefit. But yeah, too damn long.
Yeah, well, my early reaction was more positive, and this upon a second viewing, like those flaws, they don't. A lot of times in movies, when I see flaws, I see the movie a second time. I don't notice them as much. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Or you're more forgiving of them the second time around.
Less forgiving this time. Did not work. And I don't know. It's barely a recommend. That means, see it, but see it might be in that 19-day window.
Yeah.
On VOD.
You do. It needs to be seen on a big screen.
Yes, well, for the action, yes, and it's like that's like I love the world building and that like so much of the movie feels like a silent movie epic, and that I love. Like that's George Miller shining through, but it's very self-indulgent, and that's where it loses me. And there's nothing wrong with Anya Taylor's really good, Chris Hemsworth good, a lot of good supporting characters. I love Scrotus and Rectus. Like that was funny, they're like really good and little side characters that have their moments, right? You notice them. There's a girl who has a horrible scar on her face who's sort of throughout the movie. One of the Dementus's like warriors or whatever, and it just I don't know. I love this world. I love George Miller. And not nearly as good as Fury Road. Now I'm told the next Mad Max movie will be a Mad Max movie. So we'll see Tom Hardy returning to that character. I hope they just wrap it up with a focus on him. And the Mad Max movies have all had really cool side characters. Like from Road Warrior, the road's humongous. Just walk away. Leave the gas. Just walk away. Like all that stuff, like so many good, the Gyro Captain. They're ensemble movies with one focus. Get back to that. Get back to Max. Tell the ending of his story. And that's what I want to see. So it's a barely a recommend for me. But when I say recommend, like you could see it on VOD, when it comes out. So, but I will say for the action, big screen. Yeah, really, really phenomenal. But the one thing is, there's a great where she's sort of she like stows away. She's like a mechanic on this rig being driven by Praetorian Jack, right? And she helps him out, and she's kind of clever in the way she handles things. And that sequence, phenomenal, phenomenal.
Yeah, I talked to Derek on Wednesday about the girl boss. Her main weapon is the fact that she's a good sniper, and she can kill people with cars. I mean, that's women can do that. I mean, well, I don't know about the sniper part, but they can certainly kill people with cars. They've done it before.
Well, do you recommend it, Alan?
I do, and it's a tepid recommendation. It's like I said, you're only going for the action scenes. Everything else is just filler. And if you can make it through to the next action scene after a long stretch of time, then go for it. But yeah, I would recommend it.
Yeah, I recommend it too, but I recommend seeing IMAX. There's no other way. If you have AMC A-list, just go to the IMAX screening. So, yeah, but you don't hear where neither of us is particularly enthusiastic, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think I'll see it again only if my daughter wants to see it. Otherwise, I'm pretty much going to pass.
Well, there you go.
Mm.
Let's go to your comments here. Thank you for being patient. Go ahead, Alan.
Yes, from Andrew Cram. Hold on, let me find it here. There we go. For 10 euros. Furiosa sounds like an interesting film and not woke, if I'm to believe the review from Chris and Alan. Thanks, guys. Cool. Yeah, it's not about white oppression. It's not about male toxic masculinity. From Eddie from Space, 5 euros. I've seen Furiosa 2 days ago. I had good moments. Didn't think of it as woke, but overall it felt unnecessary. Fury Road is a great action movie, in my opinion.
True.
Let's see. From Declan Lyons for 20 euros. The portrayal of a society where men don't defend the things closest to them is a woke, wet dream. Establish it as a strong, confident society that don't need no man. Strong women are great, but why are the men cowards? Why are the men cowards? Are we talking about the same movie?
I think he's talking about the opening sequence, but there were men and women in that society, and it's just the women. The one mom heard her daughter was and went to get her with a gun. Look. Like a woman protecting a child, and also as a father to a dog, like I would do anything to protect my kid. I saw it more as a parent, like doing whatever it takes to protect her child. So that didn't, I don't know, it didn't bother me. I think again, people are sifting through going, this little part is kind of woke or this, whatever. Like, here's what I'll say. If the movie Aliens or Alien came out today with Sigourney Weaver, would you call those movies woke?
I think we would say it was woke if it came out today for the first time.
Yeah, it's like
just because it's overdone. It's overdone, and not only is it overdone today, it's done badly, and it's done for woke reasons.
Right. So I understand why you have that opinion, but I think you got to look at them. You got to take a step back, look at the movie with clear mind, and say this is different than those other horrible things like Madam Web or the Marvels. Like those are obviously Girl Boss, Mary Sue, Lectury, BS. Those are terrible. Those are overt. Those are just woke nonsense. So I'm also tired of that term. Tired of it. Movies can be not woke and bad. So we talk about them all the time. So, but thank you, Declan. I appreciate your super chat and your opinion. It's giving us food for thought.
Oh,
so more comments here.
Yeah. From Suns and Shadows, would you say George Miller took too long to develop and make this?
Yes.
Took too long to develop and make this one.
Yes. It was 2015. Fury Road was 2015. 9 years later. And he's not a young man. I'm concerned about the new Mad Max film.
Let me ask you this. I mean, I've kind of gone on record as saying that I think this is as good a prequel as you get. That this is a good standard for what prequels should be. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine on that scale.
A better prequel than Star Wars.
Yeah, right here.
Okay, permission to you, Cat, for $2. Thank you. Final rating for Furiosa. Get the Iron Claw. Oh yeah, so final rating. Get the Iron Claw on Max now.
It's the Iron Claw. The Iron Claw.
Craw, not craw. From Paulie, Latino Slant. This movie sucked. Good way to.
Right. Hey, Paulie, am I going to see you at Lucha Vavoom next Wednesday? Get your tickets. I'm doing ringside, baby. Ringside. There you go.
From Lance Goodthrust for $10. If all that's left in is sci-fi and prequels and sequels, then I think sweet zombie Jesus, I never made it into the industry.
Yeah.
At least the big studios. You know, the independent film is where you're going to see original stuff,
Right.
and then Hollywood will mine that and ruin that. From Victor Fontaine, to me, Furiosa is stupid. I have no interest in a Furiosa origin story. It is a $3 streaming rental when I have 2.5 hours to waste on a Sunday afternoon.
I'd rather see Furiosa.
Yes.
I'd rather see that. So there you go. All right. More comments here.
The Tango Bang. It's an epic saga. It's too short. The 40-day battle was breezed over.
Yeah, it was just done in montage.
M. Beaching. Fury Road nailed it. Fury Road nailed everything and blew me away. This did not. Yeah, it's
Fair.
a prequel.
Fair.
You know where things are headed. It's a prequel. That's the problem with prequels. Bill S. Preston, Esquire. The forehead thing used to be a male comrade thing. It's in Black Hawk Down, Lord of the Rings, lots of war films.
Interesting. I just think now, just have them kiss. When Praetorian Jack and Furiosa, they're like planning to run away together, like, you know, wasteland elope, I guess. And that part, it doesn't go as planned.
Yeah.
Just kiss.
And touch tongue.
Yeah, lots of tongue.
Victor Fontaine again. Furiosa is a 3-day rental on streaming. Yeah, I think Victor, we got your first comment. From Darth Yeager. Sorry. Are we moving on? Do you want me to do that?
I'll control it.
I know. I'm waiting for you. From Darth Yeager. The question is,
I'm waiting for you to your brain to like.
No, I said Darth Yeager, and I thought you were gonna switch to it. And the question is, when is a good time to pee during Furiosa? Chris.
Most of the movie. The first 40 minutes, you can pee anytime.
Let's just say when an action scene ends, go pee. Gung Ho Mac, how were the concessions during Furiosa?
I loved popcorn, and I had diet vanilla ginger ale. It's my go-to now.
Yeah, and I will say at least Disney, for all the crap we give them, gives us concessions at press screenings. Portland 182. Finding out how Furiosa lost her arm. It's like finding out why C-3PO has a silver skin in A New Hope.
Shin.
Not necessary.
Shin.
Silver shin. Okay, got it. Okay. And or the red arm in Force Awakens.
Stupid.
Disney Wright. Dennis Wright. Naming my firstborn Scrotus.
It will be a popular name.
I think so. It'll be right up there with Ariel and Belle. From Carnal for $10. Thank you, Chris.
Hey, Carnal.
Chris, when you describe the forehead touching, I can't help but think back to Coneheads. But can you really blame them for not kissing if the characters are dirty and have bad hygiene?
Yeah, I thought of that. Like, can you imagine? Like, I mean, they're wearing like leather in the desert. It gets a little sweaty down there. Is what's gonna happen.
But again, the cleanest part of the body is the tongue.
Well, leave it there, Alan. That's
Right.
Thank you, Carnell. Always good to hear from you.
From Spidey Sensei 72 for $5. Thank you. For God's sake, can we please get a new word in 2024 to replace woke? It's beyond played out at this point.
Yeah, I agree. We don't. That word is just it's overly used. I think the main thing is this is not. People were expecting this movie to be like, the Marvels or Captain Marvel. It's not. So on that also doesn't mean it's a good movie. It has flaws woven throughout. So, yeah, you're right. Thank you, Spidey Sensei. I don't know. Like, I was Drinker was even saying, I don't want to use that word anymore. I'm tired of using it. I want to get back to this. There are good movies and there are bad movies. Some movies can be bad and not woke, or bad and woke. And just because a movie has some woke elements doesn't mean it's also bad. So, Alan, does that make sense to you?
Yeah, I
Alan?
mean, my thing
Your
is
thoughts?
that I think we don't have a common definition for woke, and that's why I keep
Right.
bringing up the fact that woke and liberal don't mean the same thing. Woke may be a derivation of liberal, but
Right.
again, just because your lead is a woman doesn't make it woke.
Yeah. Another comment from
and
Declan.
from Declan Lyons for €10. Thank you. A mother protecting her daughter makes perfect sense. Everyone who went to save Furiosa was a woman. Where were the men in her life? I'm not simply talking about women going, but the men don't. I mean, you have Praetorian Jack.
He's talking about the beginning of the movie. I think you're over analyzing that aspect. Like, it was like time was of the essence. She grabbed the motorcycle and a gun and went off.
Yeah, it was literally maybe that opening sequence. You're literally talking 20 minutes of time for that sequence. That's how that scene plays out. To add to it is to say now I'm rewriting it, and
also, does it have to be even? Do men and women? It was like the mom grabbed the gun, the motorcycle went off. My daughter's been kidnapped. Like, I don't know, like that. I don't have a problem with it. So, it's okay, Declan. There are plenty of things to pick apart in this movie.
Yeah.
So thank you, Declan. Very generous. We appreciate your opinion.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, and Jericho Lyons, member for 14 months.
Leon.
Jericho Leon. We need to identify woke bad versus diverse good.
Yeah, I mean,
diverse is not a dirty word either. That's the thing.
Well, this is why. Here's what we talk about. This, I love the movie Dances with Wolves. Great Western, kind of flips things. If it was released now, people would say that movie's woke, right? Based on the themes in that film. But I didn't see it that way in the early 90s when that film came out. And Kevin Costner won Best Director for Dance, and a great score. I love that movie. I really, truly love that film. So I think you gotta like, having watched movies as long as I have, movies were bad in the 80s and 90s for very different reasons. Now they're bad for other reasons, pushing agenda, Mary Sue characters, which does no service to young women who go to the movies and see these messages. Like, that should, I mean, my daughter's older, but your daughter is a teenager, Alan. Doesn't it concern you? She needs female heroes that struggle, that have adversity, that don't win all the time, or they're just the bestest ever without doing anything or struggling. And Furiosa struggles. She gets her butt kicked. She's losing at every turn, and she has her comeuppance. But what's your thought on that aspect?
Yeah, I mean, well, first of all, my daughter knows the difference, mostly because she hasn't gone to college yet.
That's good.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I didn't understand racism until I got to college. I just thought we all got along together fine.
Yeah.
The other thing is diversity is good as long as it feels organic, like it wasn't forced in. And I think that's the problem with woke and DEI, is that we are forcing diversity into a situation that doesn't feel organic. And for example, Assassin's Creed, the new one, they're forcing in this character, the Black Samurai, because it's not organic at all. It's just they're taking an opportunity of a marginal character of history that people are still questioning about, and most people probably don't know, and they're forcing it into a video game to say, "Oh, it's always been like this." No, it's not organic, and that's the problem. Organic, like my food. Eddie from outer space for €5. One other thing that came to my mind while watching the movie, going back to Furiosa and Immortan Jack,
Joe.
Immortan Joe. Some locations
Same.
made the
Same.
world. What? Some locations.
Same locations, etc.
Oh,
made
same.
made the world feel smaller. I agree with that. Like it's like in Star Wars where they always go back to Tatooine, or Coruscant. It's like I get it. Like the world should be bigger. I agree with Eddie. That is a great observation. That's why I say this movie is like the DLC or the season pass for a video game. Unnecessary. Next comment, Alan.
From Lance Goodthrust for $5. Thank you. There's a trailer for Beetlejuice. Guys, let the system die, please. Where's the next No Country for Old Men or The Godfather?
Those days are over. We'll see with Megalopolis, although I hear mixed about that film. I hear it's brilliant. I hear it's terrible. We'll find out.
Yeah. I think Horizon is the same way. I think it's mixed as well.
What's that?
Horizon, the Kevin Costner movie.
Well, yeah, I know. I hear it got a 7-minute standing ovation at Cannes.
I can't. Oh, wow. I mean,
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying every movie gets a 7-minute standing ovation at Cannes.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
But, well, there you go. And I'm going to read this.
Standing ovations at Cannes mean nothing. Your movie is bad if you don't get a standing ovation.
Right.
That's how bad.
Razorburn for 2 asks, Chris, what's the bottle next to R2D2? Soda? I'll show you what it is. And I have, this is a bottle of Nuka-Cola because I attended an event which was for your consideration. It's from the Fallout series on Amazon Prime. I did talk about it the other week. It's Jones Soda Special Nuka-Cola edition. I went to an FYC event that's for your consideration and saw the first episode of Fallout. And by the way, I really did enjoy the series. I enjoyed it quite a bit, except the last episode. It just, not only did it not stick the landing, it was god awful. So it's a wash for me. I was like really sold on it. Like, I like some characters more than others. Walton Goggins as the ghoul, fantastic. I like the actress who played Lucy. Thought she was really good. But how did I get that soda? Well, you're just asking. I went to this event and they showed the first episode on the big screen. This was at the DGA, and Jonathan Nolan directed like the first 4 episodes. And he was joined by his brother who moderated the Q&A. And if you're a member to the channel, I uploaded the 40-minute conversation. Here it is right here. I'll show you some of it. So,
hi, I'm Deborah Burnbaum. Jonathan Nolan.
So Christopher Nolan, they talk about it. This is a great conversation. They talk about playing video games. They talk about weaving the characters together. They talk about the Dark Knight.
So you've all just seen the first episode.
They talk about the binge model.
Episode 2. And keep them up if you've seen 3.
Just
It's very sophisticated story brain and a lovely person. And so we thought first about Geneva. Geneva had long wanted to collaborate with her friend Graham Wagner, whose background couldn't be any more different from ours.
Well, I'm not going to show you the whole thing. It's
Does
40 minutes.
Does his brother have an American accent?
Yes, his younger brother.
Okay.
Well, I guess like Nolan spent time in the UK, and all I'm saying is Alan and I are very fortunate to go to a lot of events in LA, and when something happens, we film it and share it with our members, Q&As, interviews, whatnot. We also have our interviews channel, so please join us as a member on the channel. You get access to videos. Also, we give away VOD like codes all the time. and you can join us on the Discord, all that stuff. So there you go. So I posted that entire video. But they get into the whole binge model. He talks about like the advantages of that. When they made Fallout, they didn't know whether it'd be they approach it like week to week it would come out.
Right.
And they change it to dropping all at once. Which they kind of implied that might have been a mistake, but it's an amazing conversation. They talk about superhero movies and The Dark Knight because Jonathan Chris wrote The Dark Knight together, and he's his younger brother. So there you go. But yeah, that was so fun. I still am like, kind of mixed on that last episode of Fallout lost me so bad. What a mistake. But I was down. I was down. More of your comments. Let's get to those. And thank you again. We have 1,700 people watching us live on YouTube. Thank you. Thank you,
YouTube and X, by the way. That's a combination of both YouTube and X.
It is?
Yeah.
Well, great.
All right. And then how was the soda?
People on X. What's that?
Did you actually try the soda?
No.
Oh, I did.
I can't drink this. I'm just gonna give it to somebody.
I drank like 3 bottles of that. It's okay. It's okay.
Oh, that's great. Well, enjoy your stroke, Alan.
I know.
More comments from you.
I got ass jerky with it too, by the way. From Graham Wilson for 5. George Miller's wife, Margit Sexel, did not edit Furiosa. After winning the Oscar for Fury Road, it shows 20 minutes needs to be cut out.
Bingo. Yeah. That's for sure. Yep.
From Thomas Pickett for 5. Thank you. Outer Ridge season 2 is out. Dark is better, but similar concepts. Dark is better, but similar.
Interesting.
Right. I've not seen
you.
The first one. Matthew Hammond for 499. Dances with Wolves made Kevin Costner think all movies needed to be really long.
Some movies, epics like Lawrence of Arabia, Gandhi. These are epics, are considered like you can be long, right? But have a intermission, please. And a 2.5-hour movie doesn't know whether it wants to be a 2-hour movie or a 3-hour movie. It make it 3 hours if it's an epic. 2.5 is compromised and a mistake.
Well, Horizon is 2 parts. And I believe they come out 2 weeks from each other, each part.
Is that right? Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I want to see a good Western.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. So there you go. Thank you, Matthew.
And from Lance Goodthrust for $5. Those days are over. Even more reason the system to die. Not all of us are tards for superhero films.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, when I was in line at the for the Bass Reeves event to meet David Oyelowo, there were 2 women in front of me and behind me, and they talked about how much they hate superhero films and wish romance would come back.
Really?
That was their entire discussion while I was in line.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, yeah, I think everybody's tired of it.
Yeah. Yeah, and longing for romance. Romance is a genre I believe people are clamoring for, and maybe studios can make money making them.
Yeah.
They're cheap to make too.
Well, there you go. I want to say thank you for spending time with us. Please subscribe to our interviews channel. Alan just did an interview with LeVar Burton.
Yes.
On there, you can see it. LeVar Burton. We
talked about Star Trek Picard season 3 in that interview.
And we have a lot of interviews with filmmakers, which is very useful in here, like filmmakers, producers. We have a trailers channel where you can see trailers to new indie movies. So check that out. Lots of weird trailers, low budget, sci-fi, horror, dramas, comedy, lots of good stuff. These are our sister channels, so check them out. And go to the film. We're live on Film Threat right now. See, there it is. This is Inception here. We're gonna see a commercial.
Yeah.
That's what this is, right?
We'll play it through because we get paid for that. So
Do we really? And look, there we are. We are there. Look.
Hey, play it through. We get
seconds
paid
ago.
for that.
Do we? This is the inception right now. The inception of, but subscribe if you're not subscribed. Subscribe to our other channels. Become a member of the channel. If you like, you become a member and get access to the 40-minute conversation with Christopher and Jonathan Nolan. How far is this going to go?
I know. Yeah, let's see what happens there.
That's pretty crazy. Wow, look at that. So thank you so much. We appreciate you. All the people. Well, it's going. It's still going.
It's just gonna keep going down. It's amazing.
That's awesome. And
technology is incredible.
And there will be a special show on Monday. Alan is taking the day off. I took Wednesday off. Alan is taking Monday off. Yeah. It's a Memorial Day, but I will do a special solo stream. It's going to be versus with evil Gore with a beard and clean shaven Gore with no beard. So join me on Memorial Day at a special time for an episode of Gore versus Gore. It's just going to be us hanging out. I'm going to read letters. I'm going to show videos. I have some cool videos to show. So join me for a special holiday edition of Versus on Monday. And next week, back to our normal schedule. Alan, what do you got coming up this weekend?
Yeah, I'll be in San Diego at the National Comedy Theater at 7:30 p.m. for their show there. Improv comedy. Nice.
Can you get a discount?
I mean, I can get a discount.
Can other people get a discount?
Let's see. If you hit me up, I have limited comps, but unfortunately, I'm using them tomorrow.
You gotta do a giveaway. Do a giveaway for members.
Maybe we'll see what maybe I could do something in during San Diego Comic-Con.
All right, during San Diego Comic-Con, Alan's doing a show. He'll be giving away tickets to members. How about that?
Yeah.
So that guy in Long Beach, join us in San Diego. So there you go. And this weekend, going to a barbecue. My friend Alex, his birthday is this weekend. I'm going to a barbecue. And then Sunday, you know what I'm doing?
What?
I'm going to the Santa Anita racetrack. They do a carnival. And they're doing corgi racing with dogs. I cannot wait. I'm going to bet on the races. So that's Sunday for me. So there you go. But happy Memorial Day weekend, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching us every week, for allowing me to practice my speech. A lot of people are saying it's not that bad. I sound terrible to me.
Yeah. I mean, I'll say you still sound different than before, but definitely getting better.
Okay. All right. And I also want to say thank you to our mods, Lord Thoth, Paulie from Latino Slant, Lori, Atomic Lori, waiting in the wings, taking care of us, making sure we're not going too off the rails, and Glenn Nuccio, our producer. And that about wraps it up. Alan?
Let's get out of here.
No, wait.
Whoa.
Alan, happy Memorial Day to you.
Oh, happy Memorial Day to you as well. Okay. You have a son in the military. I had uncles in the military, so
there you go. Cool.
All right. So let's get out of here.